Recording in progress. All right. All right. We are back. Yeah, I felt bad for you newbies that this class was just a little like out there a little bit. So we still have a lot of work to do on this painting, and I kind of left you in the spot. So I decided I'm going to do this little quick one. Don't expect it every week, but this one I'll do. I'll go a little bit farther on the painting for you and show you a few things what I end up doing to it as I go. So here we go. I'm going to pull back up the photo. I'm going to pull up with a, let's see if this is it. Should be it. This is with a digital check on it. And what a digital check is a little outline I do in Procreate. I trace uh, the photo a little bit to get the main things in it. Then I take a picture of my painting that's pretty squared up, put it underneath, and kind of move it around a little bit, blow it up, shrink it down a little bit, whatever it needs to fit into some lines, the line work of the original photo. So, and that's what I have here. I dropped my painting in underneath the line work, and this is what I got to do. This is the face of it. A few little teeny things I got to do. I got to widen the nose here. You know, little cleanups around the eye. Those are the main things. Everything else is pretty good. The worst thing about it is the back here. The I kind of missed this angle. It's supposed to be way up here, and I'm way down here. So I got to add that much to it, which is easy. As you can see, there's only a little bit uh, of door there to scrape off. That's when the eraser works out really well. So I have to add that much to the back end, which is okay. I mean, mine was fine. I could probably definitely go ahead and do it. So, but I kind of want just the dog to feel just a little bit bigger. Right now, he's not feeling big enough, and I saw that in a few people's that the dog felt bigger, and I wanted to kind of see if I can get that into my thing. Little thing, other things that will help me do. It will help me get this spot here on the door, the perspective right. I'll be able to use marks on my for my painting and use them to tell me where things are, so I can get a better perspective. So it doesn't look all wonky. Up here will be hard because that's all glare. Uh, but I can get the basics of it. Same over here. I'm not too worried about the width. Uh, as you can see, we drew a pretty straight line. And the stuff back here, well, we're just going to have to be replaced. So that's what I'm going to be doing for the next half hour or so is just refixing up, adding in some back fur here. Sorry, I'm going a little moving around and fixing up the nose and creating the white spot on his head just a little wider. And but everything else is pretty much pretty good. So it shouldn't take too long. So let's get back to it. All right, I'm going to bring this in again. Uh, I didn't, for I'm bringing in just a hair closer too for you guys. Hook up my other camera. 1 second. Should be good to go. All right. So I'll be working here on the face here first, trying to fill it out. So that's what I'm going to do. I got a monitor over there with the photo up, and I can see where I am and what I have to do. Pretty close, pretty doggone close. I do say so myself. Um, Erasing out the back. I'm not working on the back yet. I'm going to work on his face. Uh, there's a little white smudge here. Uh, and the face really has to go all the way there. It's just an arc, basically. I just have a small little arc from right about here to there. And then the white of his forehead, I kind of cut off. It should go cut off just too soon. I kind of tucked in here. So it goes up there and over to, right about here. This I don't really care too much about, but now I always, since I'm here. But the nice thing is I did hit a few things, right? So, so I did get the few things in there all right. And so everything else should be able to be fixed pretty easily. Dog fall has to come out a little bit more. But so I'm just going to go in and just with a little bit smaller brush, probably a synthetic would be great for now to get it to lay down right. Okay. So I got, sorry, there we go. Well, it's mostly white. So this is mostly white anyway. I just need to really bring the round to the, basically, I just missed the line like that. Could have been as easy as that. Okay. Now I'm going to put in this eyeball better again. Since I'm here, I can get a really good spot for that. I know exactly where that is now. I can pull it in full strength. I'm putting it in with uh, light oxide and alizarin, and this is on the oxide side. Putting it in just so it's a little red. It's just a touch of red to it. I'm just going to go with just a little bit of ox. This is blue and uh, cad red light or cad red dark, cad red medium. Just going to put it right on the bottom edge here. A little bit darker just above it. There we go. All right, and then the nose. I hit the nose pretty good too. I just need to get rid of some white here. Basically, this white at the bottom here needs to go away right there. Yeah, basically, just overshot it. That's a little grayish too. I might go with the green here. I'm going with the phthalo green and cad red. mix. Pretty much full strength. I have white down in here, so I'm just going to go full strength and let it mix a little bit. Get this. Okay. All right. Now, like I said, the polish. I love the way that polish is working out. Just wish it was, just a little bit wide longer. Oh, it's not that much, and it's all dark anyway, so it's not like a big deal. Just going to add a little bit to it. And this is again, we're going to go with the red side, the cad orange, cad red, light, and green. And, this is on the red side. And I just need to bring this down a little bit. And this in here a little bit. Big old glare on my screen there. Shoot. Gotta move things around sometime again. All right. And then I can get rid of this stuff here. Put a little more oranges back in here. These are cat orange and oxide red. Bringing in a little more of the cat orange side now into it. I'm also going to bring it just to the outside here to um this area here. I had pretty good. I mean, this area here and stuff, I had pretty good drawing wise. Okay. Now I can just go a little darker with that on the other side. Maybe touch of green, maybe a cad cad red and phthalo green. Now I'm going to put it in for this little spot here I missed on his head. And this one back in here. Pretty much there. That was it. Uh, put in a put the streak back in. This goes up a little higher than just a hair wider. So I'm putting that in with some of this, some of these medium colors. These are transparent oxide and phthalo green or blue. Blue. We use blue and white. A lot of white. So I want to just see if I can get this forehead spot right in the middle, right there to pop. Close, close. Might go with just a little red into it, just to let's see if I can get it to pop a little bit. Put it in lightly. Sometimes you put it in lightly, will mix nicely and play well, but sometimes a little bit. So since I have that on my brush, I'm going to just need to clean up a little gray area here. This area here, pretty much. I just hit this thing pretty good. I brought back the gray too far, which is good. That's why you do a digital check. It's because I'm pretty sure I did pretty well, but it's like taking a test, drawing test. Pretty sure he did pretty well, but you never know. But I was also, drawing from the side here and complaining about that. Always, having a reason why it didn't turn out. Always good for me. Let's see, the top of his nose. Now I can put his top of his nose back in. Kind of know where it's going. I'm going to use CAD red light and green, with white to that 7. I'm just going to put a little CAD orange into my color just because I need it just a slightly warmer. And that's what I was using for this tip right here. This is on the red side again. And that's what I was just using on the top of his nose here. There's one little teeny spot that kind of shoots out a little grayish. Uh, and I'm going to use some blue and CAD red light, and on the blue side with white to about probably a 4-ish, just for this one little edge of his nose there. Oh, that was close. That was close. Maybe a little too light, too dark. There you go. That's it. So that will be good. And then I get the rest of his nose. Not too much else is happening here with his nose, which is good. So it's simple. His eyes closed. So we don't have to deal with things. Um, just a few little teeny cleanups with this. So I did that nose and stuff. I can come in here, just tighten up this right underneath his eyeball. Use a little cat orange mix here again for these little corners here. Just a touch, just a touch too clean. Just needed a little blue into it to gray it out there, and then that is right there, right on the edge of this his eyebrow coming down here, right there. That is CAD red, transparent CAD red with blue. It's way on the CAD red side. That's what I'm using right now, or the transparent red side. Uh, and it's really fit good in there. I'm going to use that uh, in a lighter version for a few spots here. Ooh, that would be good, but it's just a hair light. Just feeling this is just a hair cool value. So I'm gonna put some orange into it. That's it. Just warming up things. Sometimes it's all it takes. Just felt it a little flat and grayed out. So just a little bit of coolness to it. That would help me. This helps me. No. So this is again, I'm going back to a lizard, light oxide red with cat orange. This has white in it, and this is on the cat orange side still. And I'm going to just finish up these little spots right here on the sunny side here. And these guys are probably, I think I can almost use this as my highlight color in a few of these spots up here. I'm just going to lay my brush in flat and just twist it really hard to skinny and just let it be that. That's pretty good. No oil even. That one's I don't mind. Just a few spots. And the head's pretty much done, really. So now I'll show you how I fix the back there real quick. Just trying to get this little spot here around the eyeball. That's real red. The great thing about also doing a digital check, um, even though I think I did pretty well, um, it tells me a few things like, uh, you know, what helps me here can help me everywhere else. So I don't have to stay exactly with it. I can use my skills a little bit more and see what's really happening here and there. There's just a few little weird spots right in here that I'm kind of concerned about. Not overly concerned about, but I'm just going. I'm not exactly sure, what's what. So, so okay, just a little. There we go. Finally got some paint to stick. Okay, just need a few teeny little things on the head here just to lighten up get that glossiness to his coat or her coat. Just a little brighter. And that's why a lot of these colors, I just all they are just different tones of white added to them. It's not like a big, huge changes of color. Colors are worked out. And I'm just gonna, finish doing a few strokes here on this pause here while I'm here. I don't mind this one. This one's just like a little short, but not too bad. Nose is just a little bit big there, right about there. And pull that off. And while I pull that off, I'm going to pull up the back of the dog. I can sort of see where this has to go using this tool, this expensive $1 tool I made. Uh, I can figure out that, yeah, this stuff went over a little bit too far, but I love it. So right behind this area, right about in here, I am got to change it. Goes up here. There's just a little marking, a mar in the paint here that I can see and kind of watch by go to that. And then this goes up here, over here, and over to here. Just touches right here. So comes on down about halfway, right about to here, and then goes off. So this area here cleaned out. Basically, all I just got to do is push it up even. So this marks right. So I just have to basically take right here and take it up to, all the way to here. So that that area here can be dark. This is, then a little teeny light patch. This gets moved up to right about here. Goes to closer to the end of the butt, so it goes there. So it goes there. And then there's a little area here, but down by the, and now I can start to at least know that where things go, uh, feet wise, things I'm not too bad on. I need to blow it up though. Here, 1 second. Just couldn't see the thing. So right, well, really, right here, this where that spot is. That's really where the foot is. That is really nothing more than this. Going back, and then right in here. Sorry, you can't see any of this stuff, and I should have wiped out my thing so soon, but it goes right here. This little hot spot in the foot goes right there. So basically, those guys go there. So that's what I'll be doing. Doing that little stuff. Like I said, I cleaned out that spot right there pretty good. Clean out this. Not too worried about everything else here. You know, my lines were pretty straight. In fact, oh yeah, the door was probably my last problem. Okay, I use the big flat edge of this thing. Basically, it should could be even. It's just gonna miss do that and almost touch. much there. So this should be it right about there. Probably, yes, I hear too much. And then going up, if I wanted to, I can put my finger on here and put this down and just go up a little bit where I can get that door. Oh, there's like a sweep on this thing. Right about here, going in and right to there. Okay. This dog could just slide in a little bit, but I'm not going to. I'm going to keep it big. Keep it big. I love that. All right. So that's it. And then the stuff back there is all just little couple brush marks. So let me finish this little area for you, and then we'll call it a day for you. I want to just want to darken in that area, and that can be done almost with any brush usually. I think I had some alizarin and stuff in here, just remembering my colors. And then some really darker red right in here. Right at the edge, it's get there's just a little light fur there. And then there's this spot, and then this spot down here, back here. Okay. Uh, so that's where, right here is where that really dark spot goes. So I want to put that back in. And that's what to put these dark spots in. You got to put them in like you mean it, and you can't play around with it too much afterwards because it will smear, and your colors are going to start to smear. And nobody wants to be smeared, so watch that. And I can start to see what's really going on here, and I feel better. You know, feel better. Right here, there's a light spot. Should be a little light hitting right there. And my dog is pretty much done. I can. These guys weren't too bad. In fact, I think I hit. After I did that, things got to move up a little bit. And of course, there's these lines. I like these lines. A lot of times you don't need to put them in. I think they're directional lines, and so I think for me it's kind of important to have some direction to it. And when things point off the painting a little bit like this, just basically soften it so you don't the edges aren't so prominent that they draw too much attention. to themselves. And these guys are all kind of arcing and things like that. So uh, I like to just put them in, thinking about some light color that's going to come in here too, uh, and help in the middle here. So just over painting a little bit to the shape, and I'll correct it with the other color. Basically, I want a soft edge, so I'll be using a bristle brush on that part. But at least I drew this guy halfway decent. So only just a few things to fix up on him. And again, just gonna soften a couple of edges. I'm gonna just tone these areas off out. This color now, uh, under the foot isn't too bad now for some things. Just keeping it soft. Okay. Well, it's gonna have to go just a little bit lighter. It's gonna take up all my white to do it. Just a touch of oil. And I can good big strokes like that. Nice stroke. Get these strokes in nice and simple. As you can see now, it's starting to take form pretty quickly. I'm just going to use all the color that's in here. It's down there, and just basically, this is still that white gray I used down there. Still using it, and just using the colors that are, like I said, removed here, uh, to finish it off. And that's always going to get you some funky colors there, especially when you're doing purples and some other goofy things back there. but they will work. So just getting that last little thing there. That's not bad. Just kind of fun. That foot warms up though as it comes around. So uh, this will be a little that where I use that taupey color. I'm gonna put just a little cad yellow into it, piece of it, because it gets kind of gooey, goldy right in here, and that's really close to what I need, I think. Oh, I'm way back here. Sorry. So this mark is totally off. That's a leg, part of the leg. Sorry. Thought I was farther part there on this part, and I wasn't. So, okay. That's his foot. That's sorry. Pull down toes out of that back there. You don't have to have uh, everything back there. Oh, that would have been a better mark. And put those dark. Okay, now I got to put the darks back in. That's all right. Makes sense out of that area. Change a different brush though, uh, because that brush has a lot of white in it. And if I'm going to need to put this in really on the dark side, I'm going to need to put it in differently. Okay. As you can tell, it's starting to come along. Just really got to push some shadows here. And then one more. These highlights pretty much done except for the ear and just back in here. I just need some um just a little gold-ish color. So I'm just gonna usually don't try to make too many new colors. This really isn't. This is just transparent oxide and just some cad yellow. Gonna be probably right down the middle, a little goldish orange. I just want to get that in this area here. I just Need some warmth here. Going back behind this spot here. Okay. Just a little gold reflecting into this dog there. One of the colors we didn't make up. This might be just perfect for a few spots in here. I think there's a couple of little warmer. I could almost touch them and go a little bit goldish orange, right in here and a few spots here. White in again, just a little bit. And the big thing about this is also when they get to this stage, it's flicking my brush at the end of a stroke. It's not just letting it be lazy and just going in there. It's really, you put it in here, you get the edge you want, and then just flicking it off at the end creates energy. It makes so much, makes the everything, even if the stroke was off, this makes it so much better. So there's a few little things here. It fills it up quickly too. It feels like a better than it you should have been. Okay, into the paw again. Now I can start to just get that just that little dew claw there. Put the major light in, and then just key in a little bit more right on the flat part of that top. So that I put that in with uh, that was um, transparent oxide, touch of green in it, but mostly on the Terra 2 oxide side, the transparent oxide side with white. A lot of white, about 3. That's what I used there. I'm going to go with just a little more, just transparent oxide with white uh, in this front edge. And I'm just going to try and get as much as I can in one stroke. That way I get all the mixes and some gooey things happening. Uh, and it really keeps it loose, feeling loose. And I just got to hit a couple lights around the bottom of the toes. I just want to get just a touch more of the back edge here, just a little triangle of light right there. So I got to go back and do the highlight on top again in a little bit. Now, spots. You got to be subtle. If I'm going to put any spots going in here, they got to be pretty subtle. It's not like but I should be all right to do them. I mean, I should be putting them in with a Oops, could be a little stronger. This is Cad Red light and phthalo green on the Cad Red side. Q7, maybe 8, just for a few of these one, marking spots. Great to know that. Have some fun there. See about warming up, breaking up a few of these guys up here. And then we're back in here. Okay, 1 second. I gotta change out photos. I am done with all my fixes. All right. Oh, there it is back there. Okay. Okay. Now I can see what's going on back here a little bit better. Sorry about that. Again, cad yellow and white. Just in this one spot there. I like that. Just a little, it's probably too white. Maybe touch orange into it just to gray it out. Soften it into place a little bit. There we go. I can get the hair here coming in from outside. Coming in from outside, it's okay. I like, and they're pointing in the sharp points. I like those. If they're pointing out, it's usually not too good like this. That's why I kind of took and softened this area here. That's working out pretty good. It's almost giving too much information here. So almost. Maybe I can just look at orange into this cup. Yellow. Just have some warmth here for the top of this foot here coming down. Ooh, sorry. What I meant was just a little bit, just just brush glided on me a little bit more than I thought it would, and just took off. So a little more light went right around his head like it is. It's in the photo, so it really, be nice to hope to pop that head, just that little bit of light back there from that dark areas. Then coming around the head here a little bit. Probably elbow here. I'm thinking this is right in here. I was in a bad spot. I couldn't see it, and I didn't want to just put it in without really seeing it. It's probably ear touching coming down here too. That's what that is. That's what that is. That's the ear flap coming down on this side, catching a little light in a kind of a weird little spot. So I'm not going to put that in because I don't need that. But as you can tell, I have white on my brush. Putting in a dark usually doesn't work out very well until you put a little oil, wipe it out, take a little oil, and put it in. Anyway, still did not go in right. This didn't go in as dark as I wanted. Close enough now. All right. Now, I showed you, how to put these colors in. Here's how to make even the color darker than it really is. Again, even when it's this dark, you put it in with a knife, it's going to be like a 1 degree darker, even if it's going in the same color. So if I put this in with a knife, that scratch, all of a sudden it works. Much better. And then all of a sudden this stuff starts to work too. Last little thing I always do when I put, a little bit of knife work in. Okay, there we go. Uh, Back here, as it says, this value is right. It just needs to be slightly warm. I have a few things. I'm going to see which one's right. I'm going to go back to my kind of a, yeah, it can be either a bristle or a thing. This is oxide red, light oxide red with had orange in it with white. Yeah, just too warm, too warm. Okay, this is oxide, transparent oxide red with alizarin with a touch of white. Just a hair cooler. I just need it grayed out. So I got that gray from here in here. I'm going to put just a little red into it. One of those. Doesn't have to be much because it's going to cover up pretty much everything. So just gray it out with that. So it's kind of cooler. It's on the blue side. Transparent oxide in blue. I'm using a piece of that with white and just adding in a little bit of that transparent oxide with alizarin. So basically, I'm taking my blue and transparent oxide mix with white and just adding a little alizarin to it. This is pretty much the right color. It's going to just dull down a little bit. I want marks. I don't want it too clean either. I want marks from, these things, mixed marks. I, I didn't want it too much here, but some places, this is like one of the places I would say put it. I would like mixed marks. And back in here, it just gets a little lighter back in here too. It looks like it's probably somebody's chair or something. I'm not sure. Chair and some other things here. So going over, and it darkens up a little bit. So we can just darken it in. We don't need too much more. We'll just gray it out. Bring that back in over here. Just squeezing out this, running it up here. Uh, why? Because this floor is probably reflecting a lot of color, oranges and stuff back in these things back in here. So just going to put a little bit of that in there. Now I'm going to go and put my darks back in a few spots. Not many. I don't have too many to do. Not sure if this is a towel or anything. Just going to use some Brittany colors. There are some of these colors I was using up here in the towel here. This has a little triangle here and another triangle over here. And that, whatever that is, I don't care. Just gonna lighten them up just a hair. I'm just keep these as dark as possible back in here, not to anything. Or a little bit. I'm just gonna take a stab at it first. Oh, no, need to be slightly on the green side. Let me see what this does. Almost perfect. Almost perfect. That is green, cad red, light, and green. Lizard, phthalo green with white. Almost perfect. It has a coolness to it, plus just a little bit of color and kind of grayed out. Now that I've been touching everything over here, I can gray. I have a grayed out piece. I can just bring this down over here. More information than you need, probably, right? Just a few little things back in here and ideas of things. watch how bright they get. I'm going to do them with blue and oxide. I tried putting it in. Needs to be just a hair lighter. Just a little bit of information. No more than that. Okay. Door color. Sorry, I got a reflection. Just basically grayed out. Maybe I got the floor color. I'm thinking the floor color. He's back in here. Into this reflection here. And a little touch up to do here. Just off a few other spots here. And then basically got to put in these guys. Um, I think these guys might be pretty good, in fact. Okay, and I just need my warm up color here. Boy, I thought this color here. I thought this was a lot lighter than it is. So we're gonna put it in, and then I'm gonna lighten it up. Let's see. I got some light colors down here. Let me see which one it is. That's a little too cool. That would have been um, oxide. So I need a transparent oxide, a little more gray. Let me see this one. A little more warmer. Closer. That's a yellow one. Here's the taupey one, and maybe the taupey one is a lot closer to what I need. So these are some of the light ones I made at the end. This is probably, again, probably transparent oxide in blue on the transparent oxide side, but not really on the red side. I can just keep bringing it in little by little, letting it mix a little bit, thin these areas out, ghost them out a little bit, and then bring the warmth in again. Right in the middle of the piece and then soften around the edges. That's the hardest, probably the hardest thing is right there. It's getting this thing to separate out. Oh, there's two floorings here. Shoot. Okay, I was wondering. Like what I was thinking. I'll bring that up a little bit. Put a little blue in it. Yeah, let's get that dappled look. The reason I was painting it. Gonna get them soft enough and then just use a finger and just do the finishing little things and we'll be done. Just run a line, darker line here. Here. Just connecting all this stuff. Bring a little warm over a cool there, just on these little treads there. Okay, the last little thing I'll be doing, like I said, was probably bringing back in my finger here and just rubbing the edges here a little bit of these shapes. I might have to go back in and darken the middle of it, but this part will be good. And it's okay if I leave fingerprints. Vinci did it too. No Da Vinci, but you know, his fingerprints have been found in his work. So we will, he tells you can use a finger, you can use it. Okay. Of course, there's little things up here just to pull these things together a little bit. Don't want too many edges back here either. Like even so, I'm just softening those. Okay. Do have just a light run here I got to do. There. I can do the top one. No, I'm not going to do. I'll leave a few things here marked up. I said darken that in. Again, green, cad red, full strength in the middle here. Just let it go in here a little bit. Yep, forgot about that. Just gonna. Mm, that is it. Really, just got to put the nostril in. Gonna put it in my knife and do a few little specks, a couple scratches here. That was pretty good. I just wish I would have would have just a touch more paint spread. Okay. Okay. Now I just got to put in. Sorry, thought I was done, but I forgot. Oh shit, I didn't even do the ear. When I talked about these rings and stuff in the dog's ear, being done. But of course, they didn't do it themselves. They came close. Told me everywhere they needed to go. So just putting in a highlight. This is with light oxide, cad orange, and white. Most of that was with the cad orange side, but now I'm going with the pinkier side for a few of these really highlights that just scratch in here. We'll pull everything together. So a little bit pinkier ones, and like right here on the forehead, add just a touch of white to this, just to get a little bit. I do have it lighter. I think that's almost too light though. Just this little little zigzag here, color of light. Okay. Ooh, it's a little too bright there. So rub it in. All right. And that should be pretty close. Kind of boring, right? This is kind of boring. So might need to repaint this a little bit, um, a little more. Well, let's put some air into it and let's see what happens. Pull a couple of these whiskers out. Yes, things like that. That's it. Got to soften that edge. And of course, there's stuff down in here. Touch up. All right. Otherwise, everything's pretty good. So I'm just going to go around and put some nice little Dots in. Put them in groups of 3. And if they get too strong, I just touch them in. But like I said, I might tone this down, but I can wait a little bit. And to really push these things back into space, put a dot on them or something like that. These things back in here, and that air in front will just come by and take over. And that's how I go about a painting. I already didn't get to show too much, and you can see why, how much longer it took. Now I'm going to put one in that shadow. That should do it. That's good enough, I think. Flicks, hair flicks. Give you a few out of place ones so you don't get too perfect. Okay. These guys came are just a little bit need to be combined, at least right up in here. Uh, too much space being a little too equal. So that's why I was looking at that just to get rid of it. If you don't like it, put a dot on it. Well, not everything. Couple scratches for hairs, and we filled it in. I'll bring you in for a close up. And take a look. There we go. So after we did the digital check, pretty much everything went pretty good. Here you go. There's the head, everything. Like I said, the background back there, not much there. Not too interesting either. So I'm glad we didn't do anything. The door probably could, it's just I went a little bit too red. So what I do sometimes, if it's good enough and everything's there, I can leave it and see how I feel. And I can always just throw a little warmth into it later, which is really simple to do with a glaze of some sort. And that's what I'm planning on doing if anything else doesn't work. Now I'll just be going around and softening edges with my finger a little bit here and there, but I'll get in front of it for that. So I want to thank you guys for joining in again, and hopefully this helped you, and it'll help us on the rest of the way on our rest of our classes there. So I guess we'll talk to you guys later. So long.